The people that choose to reject genetic modification and advanced longevity treatments in the near future will create an interesting binary world. This could be the beginning of a grand human experiment. This could be the focal point of a genetic divergence so strong that it literally fragments the human race, creating a new class of post-humans that have advanced to a point where they qualify as their own unique species. I think back to the genetics course I mentioned earlier. I remember the absolute ocean of diversity that was contained within the 100-student course, and I was able to visualize a future in which genetic modification leads to even greater diversity and a uniqueness that has never existed in the history of the human race. It made me think of the diversity of the universe and the unlimited options for diversity that it represents. As someone with an affinity for astronomy, I find it utterly inconceivable that planet Earth is home to the only life forms in the universe. Of course, along with my great optimism, I do recognize that there are risks and unknowns related to the future of genetic modification. There is even the potential that the science behind genetic modification could be used for genetic warfare. There is certainly the potential that the same science that creates new humanity could be used to destroy large swaths of it. I can imagine an apocalypse that is not nuclear and grandiose, but genetic and nanoscopic. In the end, will humans be able to develop interplanetary travel and colonization in order to ensure themselves against such potential apocalyptic scenarios? It's a subject that I am particularly concerned with and is the core reason why I support NASA and the United States space program. As the world moves faster and the dangers become greater, it is imperative that we are able to save humanity even in the case of a state of mutually assured destruction. If there truly is a genetic revolution on the horizon, it is vitally important that we use all of the resources we have available in order to make our dreams of space colonization a reality. Imagine a future so spectacular, a future where a multitude of post-human species advances outward from the Earth in order to colonize space like a rainbow across the galaxy. This journey will be arduous and epic as Earthlings spread across the cosmos in order to find new viable homes and potentially interact with other life forms. Can you imagine how literally otherworldly that would be? If we found advanced aliens, would they have unlocked the key to eternity? Would we have done the same? There is no doubt that the first time that we make contact with an extraterrestrial species, they will come from worlds and cultures which are absolutely unimaginable in the face of everything that we have experienced. I may have delved a bit into the realm of science fiction, but the future of humanity in the face of genetic modification has the potential to be every bit as exciting and otherworldly as the potential future that I just described. It instills a tremendous sense of fear, awe, and most importantly, unlimited potential. If you ask the average person out on the street about the potential future afforded by genetic engineering, advanced longevity, and immortality medicine, you'll likely get a number of different responses, some positive, some negative, others simply incredulous. If you surveyed 100 people, I believe that you would find that the majority would ultimately reject the idea of immortality. Some people think that eternity would take the excitement out of life. Others fear that they would eventually just become a broken shell of their former selves as their bodies physically decline in spite of science's ability to prevent death. For many, the concept of eternity is just as fearsome as the concept of death itself. It's not all that different from the way that people feel about retirement these days. They are frustrated because they have to work so hard all through the healthiest part of their lives only to be too frail and broken down by the time they retire to enjoy it. That's why longevity medicine is so important. We want our retirement years to last as long as possible, and we want to be able to enjoy them. Maybe one day we will be retired as long in our lives as we are at work, or longer. That's what the approach to immortality will be like. There are a growing number of people that are optimistic about a lengthy future. They understand that even with regard to a concept like immortality, life is the sum of individual experience. Some will take advantage of a life bordering on immortality, while others would simply choose to be boring. People that live lives full of happiness and vitality shouldn't be deprived of the opportunity to extend that joy, simply because there are others who wouldn't appreciate it. The arguments stemming from the subject of human immortality continue to become both more interesting and more complex, both for those that long for such a fate and those that oppose the concept. No matter how you feel about the idea of advanced longevity, there is no doubt that such opportunities to live lives we now consider unimaginable will eventually come to pass. As long as human beings are able to engage in scientific advancement without destroying ourselves or sending ourselves back to the Stone Age, such opportunities will present themselves to the human race in the near future. The seeds of these future endeavors are being planted today in the fields of gene therapy, genetic medicine, and stem cell therapy. This is also the core concept behind medical treatments which seek to optimize hormone production in the body in order to alleviate the medical conditions associated with hormone imbalance and aging. Treatments such as testosterone replacement therapy, sermorelin acetate therapy, and bioidentical human growth hormone replacement therapy seek to correct common hormonal imbalances that occur as a result of the aging process. There is even a strong argument that these hormone imbalances are actually the root cause of many symptoms of aging, including frailty, osteoporosis, and cognitive decline. There are many health, wellness, and longevity physicians that believe that these forms of hormone replacement therapy are some of the most effective means to prolong a healthy and active life when used in combination with a healthy and conscientious lifestyle. These medical treatments are the best way to decrease your mortality risk so that you are more likely to experience the next great advancement in anti-aging medicine. If you feel that your quality of life has been on the decline as a result of changes in your body and mind resulting from the aging process, I strongly encourage you to get your hormone levels checked, because there is a significant chance that you may be suffering from a reversible form of hormone deficiency. This is truly an exciting time to be alive. We are quickly approaching the point at which scientific breakthroughs in health science will continue to occur at an ever-increasing pace, with groundbreaking new health advances occurring on a regular basis. The following years will be incredibly interesting because there is a multitude of clinical trials regarding the promise and potential effectiveness of both gene therapy and stem cell therapy. By 2012 to 2021, these studies and other similar studies were already displaying high levels of potential to both treat and protect both animals and humans from disease. Beyond hormone optimization and genetic therapy, the next stage of advancement will most likely be in the field of nanomedicine. Beyond nanomedicine is femtomedicine. At this stage of scientific inquiry, this is as far as even the most forward-thinking physician or philosopher could imagine. But there is no doubt, as we create new medical treatments and expand our knowledge of medical science, new opportunities for advancement will be conceptualized that could be even more life-altering and fantastic than those that we just mentioned. When you consider the future of medicine and longevity, you realize that human beings as they are now aren't simply the end result of millions of years of evolution, but also a gateway to the next stage of terrestrial life, a transitional state between what was and what will be, an opportunity to experience even greater consciousness and enlightenment by conquering time itself. Stay tuned for part 3 of this video series discussing the ethics of genetic engineering and the future of genetic engineering and what that could be.